This is Scott from Scott Pulsini Trader, and we are now going to talk about adding Bookmap, Addons, and the Datafeed. Please take a quick look at the risk disclosure. Okay, so this is the package comparison price. So I know that I get a lot of emails about the Thinkorswim version. The Thinkorswim version is the watered down version, and I don't even think it has a lot of the things that the global version has. I highly recommend Global Plus, and you can see some of the difference here if we scroll down a little bit. Trading wise, you can trade stocks and futures, cross trading. That's all stuff outside of the scope, but you can see that it has all these additional. So Global Plus is the far right versus Global. You can see it has all these additional absorption indicator, and these are some of the newer things: break-even point correlation tracker, Dome Pro, execution pro, multi-break, and the sweeps indicator. So this is the one that applies to what we're doing here. We'll cover this indicator in another section, but it's definitely, you want this to help you draw more accurate zones as well, and it's just good to see these areas. You can actually trade off these areas too. Again, we'll go into that in another section, but highly recommend Global Plus. Getting Global Plus. So if you go to my website here at scottpulsinitrader.com, this is the actual. This is a screenshot of the discount that you will get with off of this banner here. Just click on this banner, and that's what comes up here, and you get the discount for Global Plus only. It only applies to Global Plus, and quarterly, annual, lifetime is the same whether you use this link or not. I'm sorry, Global Plus lifetime is the same regardless, but quarterly and annual, there's a discount, so you want to use that to save some money. Then what you need to do is, once you subscribe to Bookmap, and you either, again, Global or Global Plus, then you want to then you need to get the SI indicator called the MBO data. So same MBO bundle, sorry, MBO bundle, and TraderMap Pro, they just added this as well. So you look here, this is $134 a month instead of $178. So these are all the things that are included in this in the MBO bundle. So obviously the subchart, which is the main driver of my trading, on chart, which we'll talk about, Liquidity Tracker Pro. We're not going to touch on that in this course, but that is something available. TraderMap Pro, that's for another course as well. These are the two main ones that I use. And then you also get this as well. Will be another course also, when this is important information, but that's not relevant to this course right now. But you want to get that, and what I tell traders is, when they start adding up all the costs, they start to say, well, I'm paying for the Bookmap Global Plus, I'm paying for the MBO data, then I got to pay for the Rhythmic Data Feed, which we'll get into here. Yes, it could be, it's definitely costly, but relatively it's not costly. Like, there's a lot of areas you can cut corners in your trading, like with charting platforms, so on and so forth, where you can get things for free, free charting, so on and so forth. This is not something that you could cut corners with. This is the best edge, like we've talked about in the prior video, the best edge I've ever seen. This is not something you want to cut corners with and think that you can do without. Of course you can do without it, but you just don't have all the information like we talked about. So you want to get the MBO bundle, and that is at the Bookmap Marketplace. Just click on the link in the PowerPoint up here, and then what you're going to also need, this is what we just talked about, that has the subchart and the on-chart are main things from this. And then you need, like we talked about also, Rhythmic is the only data provider that provides the CME MBO data, so you have to have a Rhythmic data feed. You can get it here in the Bookmap Marketplace. So you go here, just go to Market Data, here it is here. So depending on what you're trading, and I highly recommend you look at multiple markets, besides just the ES and the NASDAQ, because once you get into this course, you're going to realize that this information can be applied to any futures market, and you're doing yourself a disservice if you're just staring at the ES all day long. We can be trading crude oil, natural gas, grains, bonds, gold. So each one of these is showing you the price for individually, right? So if you just want the CME, meaning you want just Russell, ES, RTY, and the products that are under just the CME by itself, you have to pay $39 a month. And every one you would add here would cost you another 39 bucks. You'd see 78, 117, 156, or you can get the bundle, which just is the umbrella, so that's $99, and you get the umbrella, all the exchanges under the CME umbrella. So you get the CME, NYMEX, CBOT, and COMEX. So that's for 99 bucks a month if you want to get to be able to follow multiple products, which I again highly recommend. So you pick that. Very likely to pick non-pro unless you are pro. Yeah, that's your decision to make. And then obviously you need that. And then this is just the Bookmap wiki knowledge base where you can go in here and read about all their different. They also have a Discord chat room. So my trade room's on Discord, so it's there, so you can toggle in between the two. They got a forum. There's your support page, so on and so forth. So this shows you basically how to get started with Bookmap and download it and these other things. But I will go over adding the actual add-ons here in another video, like the SI indicator and on chart and so on and so forth. But and then this is an explanation of the icebergs that we were talking about earlier, and this does go over the different versions of the icebergs and why we talked about this. We touched about this, how bigger players want to hide their orders, and if they put it in the order book, the market will run away from it. And so it's obviously very, very important information to know. And again, it's the driver of my trading, this and the stop runs. But they just talk about the mechanics here. You can get go down the rabbit hole understanding all of this. It's not complicated, but basically this is what we talked about in an earlier video, where you have the hidden part of the order, and there's a displayed part. So all that's really showing is this 15 lot, and once it's traded into, there's 135 behind it, or 120 behind it. So it's basically showing you the mechanics of that. Then it talks a little bit, the pros and cons of why people use icebergs and why traders want to detect them. Obviously, pretty obvious. And then again, then they talk about we'll talk about this strength indicator, which is showing you these synthetic icebergs. We'll get into that in another video as well. So that's the information here. So short video here, just showing you how to add these add the packages and what you need to get this all up and running.